Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are in. This is Big Girl Diary. Oh, Nathan. Nathan is the gift that keeps on giving. He makes Amber Heard. The two of them are running a close first. Okay, a close first for one another. But before I get into it, oh my goodness. Man, oh man, oh man. Oh, the web we weave when we try to deceive. Oh, Nathan Wade. Where do I begin? All of this came out due to one person. If I can find him, I can't. But Nathan, he is on the team with Fani Willis to indict Donald Trump. Now, I'm going to give few details for some of you who may not know or know a little bit. But I'm going to sprinkle a little here and there to get you up to date and then proceed on with the divorce. Oh. Okay. Fani, as I showed you, Fani and Nathan said that they had a relationship after Nathan was working for her as an independent contractor to indict Donald Trump. Now, when he got the job, right, the very next day he started divorce proceedings for his wife, Jocelyn. Now, he said that the reason why he started divorce proceedings for his wife because she had a relationship or she stepped out of the relationship with his friend, had an affair back in 2015. Then he said, in his mind, it was over. They only stayed together long enough for the youngest child to graduate high school and to go to college. Okay? That was what he said. Now, within all this, you have Fani. Fani decides to put Nathan's wife had an affair with his best friend, and that's why they were no longer together. So just keep that there. Keep that right there, okay? Now, Jocelyn Wade has a divorce attorney. And for some reason, she was having difficulty just getting basic information. Like, Nathan, what is your name? I can't give you that information. Oh, he came up with everything. Stalled for 2 years. I couldn't understand it. I'm like, how comes he is still married to Jocelyn when he is having an open relationship with Fani? Now, they were so open to where they were going on vacations and they were going here, they were going there and there. But the interesting part was his wife was not in Georgia. She went to Texas to take care of her mother. While she was taking care of her mother and her daughter, I believe, went to school down there. I guess Texas A&M, whatever the school was down there. Then when she came back, that's when he gave her divorce papers. That's when that started. Very, very, very interesting. But her attorney was like, okay, if I can't get any information from you, right, through those 2 years, because the only thing what she got was he got $2,000 in the bank, $5,000 saving, but he made $14,000 a month. So, with all of that going on, right? Let's see what her attorney has to say, because she illuminates a whole lot of things. Oh my goodness. Okay. And as she illuminates, I will, come in and make, okay. So here we go.
Does the divorce case between Joycelyn Wade and Nathan Wade stand as of today?
As of today, we have a settlement, a consent order incorporating a settlement as to temporary alimony and temporary attorney's fees.
Okay, wait. Okay, right there. Right there. That right there should make us all wonder. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait. You said that your wife had an affair with your best friend. So why is she talking about temporary alimony? Why? That is a very interesting question. Why is she talking about temporary alimony? That makes absolutely no sense. Does that make any sense to you? Because she in 2015 had an affair, and in his mind, okay, that's over. Now, 2019, after 4 years of not having any, well, no, he had something going on with Sonia Allen in Cobb County, but she comes in a little later. Okay. Let's finish this.
As somebody who's not an attorney, what does that mean?
So it's, in any case, it's not unusual for us to set up temporary financial arrangements in a case. What's unusual about this situation is that it's been over 2 years, and we're just now establishing a temporary financial arrangement, temporary support for my client who is not the earning spouse. So, and that's because of how this case has gone. But it's a normal part of the process. What's unusual is that it's taken this long.
You're a divorce attorney. How long have you worked in family law, in divorce law?
I've been in family law since 2003.
Have you ever handled a case quite like this one?
No.
Wow.
No. Well, as far as the facts go of the case, there's not a lot unusual about it. The circumstances surrounding the case, that's what makes it unusual.
Elaborate on that a little bit for me.
Well, when we started this case, when Joyce Wade hired me, we had no idea about any of the circumstances surrounding the case. We certainly had no idea that Nathan Wade had accepted a position as a special prosecutor. So from my perspective, I was approaching it like any other divorce case. I had a wife who'd been married for almost 25 years to a husband, a apparently successful attorney. So we were going to undergo discovery and all the things we normally do. And then as we started to peel back the onion and questions weren't answered and things didn't make sense, that's when it turned into something else.
You mentioned that when you came onto the case, it was your understanding that you didn't know that Mr. Wade was working as a special prosecutor.
Correct.
Now that right there is quite interesting, because keep this in mind, that Wade When he got the job, he, Terrence Bradley, said that he was assisting Nathan with his divorce when he was practicing law under Wade. Nathan did everything for him, and the only thing that Terrence did was just sign off on it, and then he put everything in. So he did all the negotiating for himself until he got the job that he never disclosed to his wife's divorce attorney. So for those 2 years, he made $700,000 going off all over the place. Okay, hold on. I digress. I completely digress.
There have been people who've caught that. You mentioned it in some filings seeking additional discovery materials over the more than 2 years now that this case has been proceeding. And there have been folks who've wondered how that could be. So I just want to put it to you, why didn't you know that Mr. Wade was a special prosecutor until at least somewhat fairly far along in the process?
Well, I can tell you that to the extent that it was public knowledge, it wasn't in any public circle that I was a part of or that Joyce was a part of. And we did not actually learn that he was the special prosecutor until around the time that the indictments came out. And in discovery, we ask about sources of income with specificity, and the answer that we received repeatedly was Nathan J. Wade, PC. So we didn't have any information, objective information, that would tell us anything about that until it became a source of public information. And that's when we started down the hole of trying to get information with regard to his income. Those were the things that weren't making.
Okay. And that was when, at that time, Nathan was answering all the motions, everything that came in. He was in charge of disseminating. I'm going to answer that. No, you get this information. You don't get this information. So Nathan was like, oh no, I'm not giving them any information. That is out of the question. I'm giving them zero. And that's exactly what he did. And you hear her say, well, I mean, I didn't know any of this until it all came out. Trump, this person. And then you see Nathan's face plaster all over the news. Not only news within Georgia, not only news within Fulton County, but news all over the United States and the world. And his face is plastered all over. Okay.
Sense. He didn't seem to have very much in the way of income, but he seemed to have a lot of money at his disposal. And when we learned this, that's when we started doing subpoenas to Fulton County and open records requests to figure out what on earth is going on.
You mentioned something that I want to kind of circle back on, open records requests and the subpoena. I think the divorce case really got dragged into the national spotlight when you subpoenaed Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis to sit for a deposition in this case. And I want to spend a little bit of time talking about that. And let's start here. DA Willis tried to quash that subpoena. There was a hearing. The judge stayed the subpoena at the time. Before that hearing, DA Willis filed a motion in response trying to quash the subpoena. And she wrote that your client was using the legal process to harass and embarrass the district attorney. And I'm quoting here, she said in her filing that doing so was obstructing and interfering with an ongoing criminal prosecution. What did you make of that when you read it in her filing?
Here's one thing you need to do before you buy anything online.
Now, I found that quite interesting. Very interesting. Hold on for a second. That right there was very interesting as far as that right there is concerned, as far as her, Fani, saying that by the divorce lawyer subpoenaing her, had something to do with a criminal process. What does a divorce have anything to do with Donald Trump? She's talking about Nathan. You know about Nathan, Donald Trump. Okay.
I was astounded that she would make that type of assertion against an individual, another member of the bar. I understand intellectually what she was trying to do, but I don't take too kindly to people threatening my clients or myself. And that's what it felt like to me. It went too far.
You took it as a threat of criminal prosecution.
Correct. That if we proceeded with this deposition, that we would be prosecuted criminally for it. That's how I took it.
Did you raised that concern in a response filing of your own? Did you ever hear a response from DA Willis about that? Let's talk about the subpoena specifically.
Before we even continue on, that was abuse. That was abuse of power. Fani used her office to intimidate her. And as she said, I took it as she threatening my client and myself. And I don't take too kindly to that. And responded back to what Fani wrote, but Fani never followed up on it. Ooh, that Fani.
Wrote in a motion, and this is where we have to peel back a little bit from the legalese as best we can, although, we'll hash it all out. But we want to be sort of as clear about all of this as we can, because there's a lot of motions and counter motions. And,
Oh, yes.
And that's the nature of these things. But you wrote in one of your motions in support of the subpoena to get DA Willis to sit for that deposition. You wrote that you wanted to depose her to gather information about the nature of the relationship between DA Fani Willis and Nathan Wade. And in that filing, you wrote that it was your belief that the two of them were engaged in a romantic relationship.
Correct.
What kind of proof do you have to support the notion that Mr. Wade and DA Willis were engaged in a romantic relationship?
So let me say one thing about the subpoena. When we first issued this.
Well, before she even goes any further, okay? Before she goes any further, let's just keep in mind that when this is going on, Fani admitted to having an affair, not an affair, having a relationship with Nathan in 2022.
The reason for the deposition, and we did that on purpose. It was only after her filing that when she demanded to know why we were going to ask her questions, that we reissued the subpoena with that information on it. I just want that out there. But we received documents, like I said, I did the, sorry, I'm jumping around. I did the open records request. This was late fall. And once I received those documents, I issued a formal subpoena for evidentiary reasons. And I received those in November. It was shortly, as soon as I received those, we filed a motion for a temporary hearing because I had information about money. I did not have information about a relationship at that point. And it wasn't until we received a handful of documents from Nathan Wade on the Friday before Christmas, December 22nd, that I had information that indicated with a reasonable degree of certainty that there was definitely more than a boss-employee relationship between the two of them.
When you say...
Wait a minute. Now, my question is this. Did she, at that time in December, find out, because she had no idea that Nathan and Fani had a relationship. She had no idea. His wife, Jocelyn Wade, had no idea that there was that her husband was seeing another woman. Keep in mind, she was in Texas helping her mother, her daughter, comes back, boom, divorce papers immediately. But had no idea. Okay. Now, my thought is, was it Terrence? Because Terrence was telling everybody. Terrence told Anna, oh my goodness, from Cobb County. I'm sorry, Cindy Lee Yeager. He told her about what was going on in the office, about Nathan and Fani having a relationship. Then he told Ashley Merchant, that they were having relationship. Now, if he's telling other people about that, couldn't he have told Jocelyn's attorney? Because in the text messages, and I know I'm deviating a little bit, but I'm connecting the dots. In the text messages between Terrence and Ashley, he said he didn't like the way Nathan treated his wife. So, if he didn't like the way Nathan treated his wife, could that have meant that Jocelyn never had an affair? And that was something that it seemed like that Fani came up with, and she was putting that out there. She was circulating that lie or that rumor, whatever you want to call it. Or was it Nathan that put that out there? And to circulate that, hold on for a second, circulate that. Hey, how you doing, John? I'm sorry, John. How you doing, John? How you doing? So was it Nathan circulating that out there? But somehow Nathan's wife's lawyer, Jocelyn Wade, came across information, and she's getting ready to tell you exactly. I'll let her tell you. Oh man, this woman, I'm going to tell you, she's a velvet glove with a steel fist underneath it. She's a delicate flower, soft spoken. Oh my goodness, this woman. Oh my goodness.
Understand what that is the natural question of anybody who watches this is going to be, okay, but what was it? So you say you obtained information. What information did you obtain? What proof did that show to you that there was a relationship between D.A. Willis and Mr. Wade?
I received documents that indicated, as you've seen, that they have traveled together, ostensibly not for business purposes. I can't think of a business reason for them to have gone to Aruba or to Napa Valley. And we've issued subpoenas as a result of those documents that we received from Mr. Wade that have gone further.
When you say gone further, the latest that I've seen in the public record so far are the exhibits attached to your response to the emergency motion seeking to quash the subpoena by D.A. Willis. There were purported credit card statements in there that showed some flights booked for both Mr. Wade and D.A. Willis. You say that you've obtained new information that goes further. Can you elaborate on that?
When I was accepted to SGU, that was one of the greatest days of my life.
The faculty at SGU.
I don't know if I should at this point. We have, let me answer it this way.
Hold on. She has a humdinger. She has information that we don't know about it yet. She does. We don't. And when we find out about it, man, oh my goodness. Just hold on. I'm sorry. Hold on.
We have issued subpoenas based on specific items contained in those documents, and we've received information back that gives more detail with regards to what we learned in those credit card statements.
Can I actually show you, and maybe you can help me understand the credit card statements better? I have them here. And sometimes I'm a visual learner sometimes.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that I noticed is that the credit card statements themselves show flights to San Francisco and Miami booked
Right.
on behalf of passengers named Nathan J. Wade and Fani Willis. But you, in your filing and in our conversation here, have also mentioned trips to Aruba and other places. Can you point to where in these credit card statements those pieces of evidence come up?
I don't think that the Aruba trip is actually in these credit card statements. It was a part of the cruise that they went on, the Royal Caribbean cruise that's in here. They flew in and out of Miami, and from Miami they flew to Aruba.
Okay. And it's your belief that that was a romantic getaway?
Yes.
Did Joycelyn Wade have a sense that, I can take this back here. Did Joycelyn Wade have a sense that this was happening?
She did not.
One of the things that some folks have asked about, and I want to make sure you have a chance to elaborate on it however you choose. There's a timing question. So the subpoena to DA Willis to testify in the ongoing divorce case came on January 8th of this year. On the same day, a defendant in the ongoing criminal case in Fulton County filed a motion to disqualify DA Willis, also alleging that DA Willis was engaged in a romantic relationship with Nathan Wade. So on the same day, two separate allegations of the same romantic relationship. There are those who've wondered whether you coordinated efforts with anybody who's seeking to disqualify DA Willis from the criminal case in Fulton County.
Okay, before we even go there, oh, what a tangle web they woven. Wow. It just so happens that the divorce and the criminal motions came in the same day. I could only imagine Fani, and Nathan doing this. Ah! Oh my God. I could imagine that. I could imagine the chaos. Because keep in mind, remember when Terrence not even testified because he had to read the text, said that hey, don't say anything because they know about the affair. So she's texting, hey, calling up Terrence, telling Terrence, don't say anything about the affair. They know about it, while he's standing in the office of Cindy Lee Yeager, that is the top person in Cobb County. She is the deputy chief district attorney, very high up. And he was telling her, and he's on the phone, and she hears Fani saying, hey, Terrence, they know, don't say anything. Don't say anything. Oh my goodness. These dots are connecting, they're connecting, and they're connecting some more. Let her finish saying what she was saying. Hold on.
I would say absolutely not. We didn't know about a potential romantic relationship between Nathan Wade and Fani Willis until immediately before Christmas. When we came back after the first of the year, we prepared and issued the subpoena. We were actually trying to serve her the week before, and we were not able to perfect service. We finally perfected service on the 8th, which I understand. I've learned since that, because this question has been asked of me, that apparently that was a deadline in the criminal case for filing motions. I had no idea about that. There certainly was no coordinated effort. What I can say is that adultery is not only a grounds for divorce in Georgia, but it's also a factor that the court considers in equitable division of property. So as soon as I received information indicating this potential relationship, I went after it. As for,
did you hear what she said? Did you hear what she said? In the divorce, if there is adultery, then that goes I don't know how many of you been divorced, okay? But in some places, you have a type of divorce to where it splits 50-50, right? Right on down the line. But in other places like Georgia, I can't remember the name of it, but it's not so much 50-50, but the judge has discretion to where the judge, he or she can say, okay, 50-50, but what you did was egregious. Let me give a little extra. Thank you. Equitable. Thank you very much. Thank you for helping me out there. And so in Georgia, keep in mind the circulating of Jocelyn Wade was she was having the affair. She started it in 2015. She started it then with his friend, and the relationship was over. That was done. And he did not have anything going on from 2015 until 2022. He was celibate, doing absolutely nothing at all, because he's like, I can't touch you, but we're going to wait until our children graduate and go off to college, and then we're going to get a divorce. But I'm going to repeat myself again, but once Jocelyn came back from Texas, because Nathan said that my wife went to Texas to settle my daughter in. He never said that that his wife went to Texas to assist her mother because her mother was ill. He never said that. It was all about the child. So when she comes back, gave her divorce papers. Okay. Sorry.
other people and the timing of when they did, what they were looking at, and where they got their information, I can't speak to that.
A total coincidence.
I don't generally believe in coincidences, but in this case, it literally happened on the same day.
How has this case impacted Joycelyn?
So Joycelyn she is an incredible woman. She's kind, she's sweet. She has some health issues that have gone untreated because she has not had access to resources.
Oh my goodness, Nathan. Wait. Stop the press. She has health issues and she couldn't get anything. Okay, keep in mind, his wife never worked. He did not want his wife to work. He took care of her for 25 years. That is what he wanted. He wanted a wife to stay home. He didn't want a wife working. No, Jocelyn, no, you don't have to work. I'll take care of you. Yes, sit there, be beautiful, take care of the children. When I come home, have food ready. We got this together. We are here. You got it? Jocelyn, you got it? We're here. Then Fani comes along. Okay. All right. Let me go ahead back to this real quick. I'm sorry.
To take care of herself. And needless to say, in the last few weeks, as all of this has gone on, it's taken a definite toll on her. She's definitely struggling.
I know the terms of the consent order have not been made public. Is Joycelyn satisfied with the current outcome of the case? And that's a strange phrasing to say current outcome, but this is not a final disposition.
Correct.
Is she satisfied with where things stand now?
I think that I can, without revealing any confidences, say that yes, she's very pleased with where things stand at the moment.
Can you share anything about the terms of the...
Okay, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I do not mean to keep on pausing, but she's dropping all these huge gems. Now, she just said that she wasn't doing well. She didn't have a way to take care of herself because of him not giving her. I'm not gonna put that out there. But now, the way things are now, she's much happier with the money that she's receiving from Nathan due to the equitable decision. Thank you very much, Corey, for that information. Oh my goodness. More is going to drop. I'm sorry. I don't mean to.
Current agreement.
Beyond the fact that we established temporary support and that Mr. Wade is paying attorney's fees and litigation expenses, I can't.
Oh.
Do you have a sense of when the final disposition will be reached in this case? It's been a 2-year-long process now.
Nathan Wade has a list of documents that he has to get to us. And after we receive those documents, we are going to try to mediate the case within 45 days. And if we are not successful, then we will proceed to the next phase of litigation.
I want to circle back to kind of where we started here. As you jogged.
Wait a minute. Wait. I don't know if you caught that or not. But she's like, okay, I gave some papers. He hasn't signed them yet. But when he does give them back, if they're not to my satisfaction, then I got to do something a little different. Now, I wonder if that has anything to do with Fani, because keep in mind, she just said that he is paying her temporary spousal support. Temporary. Okay. Now in Georgia, if you have an adultery, you don't get anything. But apparently, that's not a true narrative that Nathan and Fani put out there. So if he, if she, okay, let me back up for a second. If she did have an affair and Nathan forgave her, then everything is straight. It is a clean slate. It's like nothing ever happened because he forgave that. Now that he's with Fani, now that he committed adultery, and now he's the one in the wrong, so he's paying temporary spousal support and paying for her lawyer's fees. Now, I can see this lady telling Miss Wade before, well, you know, we really don't have to do that. Out of 20 things, we don't have to do all 20. We could only do maybe 10 because it's going to cost money here, money there. Well, we don't have to do it. We can go ahead and cut that cost there. We can cut that cost there. But since Nathan's paying and he got that $700,000 job and plus money from Cobb County when he was making $500 an hour and never told his wife. Oh, she's like, okay, wait a minute. Okay, we can do that. Okay, we can do that. Oh, that right there has 35 pages. Oh, each sheet. Oh, he's going to pay for that. Okay. Completely different. All those papers that that she needs Nathan to sign, he got to pay for that. He's paying for everything: spousal support and her attorney fees. Okay, I'm going to try very hard not to jump in. I'm really sorry for doing that. All these gems are coming out.
Something in my mind there when you mentioned kind of the 45-day time frame. As of this point, DA Fani Willis has not given sworn testimony in the divorce case, correct?
Correct.
The most current order on the matter is a stay from the judge in this case.
Yes.
Do you foresee a scenario in the future where you would renew your efforts to get the district attorney to testify?
I do foresee a scenario in which I would renew those efforts.
What would that look like? What would require you to get to that?
Oh, wait, I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I'm sorry. I knew it. I knew it. Okay. To me, I got $7.50 worth of law. That's how much I have worth of law, knowledge of law. And I just said that I thought that Fani, she might bring Fani in. If Nathan does not sign these papers, if Nathan is not doing this, then if he's not doing this, well, then I need to go to the district attorney because all this information and she's in it. She can answer these questions. Okay. All right. Oh my goodness.
So the next step, the judge wants to hear testimony from Nathan Wade. The next step, if the efforts in the next 45 days or so are not successful, would be to depose Mr. Wade. And depending on the answers that I get in that deposition, I would then make a determination as to whether or not to proceed with revisiting the issue of the deposition of DA Willis.
Whoa.
You say depending on the answers you would get in that potential deposition, because again, if the 45-day mediation works out, there will be no need for that, correct?
Correct.
If you do get to a point where you pursue testimony from Mr. Wade, what information from his deposition would lead you to then seek more testimony from the district attorney?
Oh, I have a lot of questions for Mr. Wade about his relationship with DA Willis, and more specifically, how he has dissipated assets as a result of that relationship. That's very relevant to what we need to deal with in the divorce case. There's a reason that I subpoenaed DA Willis before taking or trying to take Nathan Wade's deposition. And the reason that I did it in the first place is the reason that I think I'll need to ultimately.
And what is that reason?
Nathan Wade has not been forthcoming in this case.
Whoa.
And we have jumped through hoops of fire to obtain the most basic information from him. Sometimes he has been, in my view, outright deceptive. And other times he's just playing games with information. And I wanted to go to a source that I had a more reasonable belief might possibly tell the truth.
I want to end with two final questions for you. And I guess let's start with this one. Why, this is your first sit-down interview on this matter. I know you've spoken on the courthouse steps. I saw that interview. But this is the first time you're sitting down and having an extended conversation about this case. Why talk about it now?
I think that there's a lot of misunderstanding out there on many levels with regards to this case, what's gone on, what's going on now, what can be expected in the near future, even so far as there's a misunderstanding as to what the agreement yesterday was. And so it's important to me that the facts are clear and that the record is clear, not to talk in legalese.
And speaking of legalese, I want to circle back to sort of the core component here one more time, just so it's crystal clear where your perspective is, because it has been a complex case. It's a long case. It's a big docket. even for folks who are in the profession, I think they would say that this is a complex matter with a lot to track. The biggest question that surrounded all of this has been proof, has been how do you prove these allegations? And these are serious allegations, that there is a romantic relationship between an elected official and somebody involved in both a long-term divorce case and a very high-profile prosecution. So I just want to put it to you one more time as clearly as possible. What proof do you have to support the allegation that DA Fani Willis and Nathan Wade had a romantic relationship?
I'm not trying to be slick. I have documentary evidence that suggests to me that they absolutely are engaging in a romantic relationship. And I wouldn't be pursuing this line of question, this avenue of investigation, if I wasn't reasonably certain of that fact.
Oh my goodness. Okay. She said a lot. She has evidence. Now, I said earlier in this live stream that I thought that since Terrence was, Corey says, GA allows for customary evidence for adultery, slam dunk. Yup. And I believe that Terrence Bradley, because keep in mind, Terrence is angry. He wants to get that get back, and the best get back because Nathan kicked him out of the law firm because Bradley was having a touchy, feely problem with a client named Anna Rodriguez, his client. Touchy, feely. And then there was the assistant attorney, what's his name? Antoine Dabney. And he was the first one that testified. And he said that he went to nightclubs with Terrence Bradley. And at some point, he started getting a little with him, like, oh no. And then he made an accusation along with Anna Rodriguez, made an accusation to the point to where Nathan was had to say, damn, I gotta pay. What are you doing? Bradley, what are you doing? Look, you can't be doing this because you're costing me money, you're costing the firm money, you gotta go. So those accusations and him going is hard for him. So now he had to start up another firm on his own private practice. But Jocelyn's lawyer said something rather interesting. So let me bring this up real quick, because you can't make this up. You truly can't make this up. All right. Hey, big girl died. Oh my goodness. Fani, woman down hard. Look at this. You paid this man all this money, $700,000. You paid him $250 an hour for some ding-a-ling swing, some tallywhacker loving, as he was doing the same over in Cobb County, but she paid him $500. Keep in mind, the man is still married. He has his wife in limbo for 3 years. They may be enjoying the money together. Now, yeah, he did take you on vacation, but look at that money. Look at the money that Nathan made. Now, I was wrong about him sharing the money with his wife, completely wrong. But look at the amount of money that he made. 1 month, $15,000. The second month, $15,000. The third month, how much was it? 32. Next month, $9,000. The next month, $32,000. He made $32,000 in 1 month. Then it goes on. But what you gave him is a little bit to what he gave you on vacations. Oh my goodness. And you're on the hook. You're on the hook for this. You're, oh, Fanny, sugar mama, woman down hard. He played you. You and the other woman played you hard. And that right there is very true. Now, Fanny is on the hook for paying him $700,000. Because keep in mind, I'm going to deviate a little bit just to make sure that, to seal this. Nathan never took an oath of office. He never took an oath. Fanny took the oath. She was elected and took the oath. But then she brought Nathan in on the side by making him a 1099 worker, an independent contractor to do the work. Not that she couldn't have hired anyone that was there, because they had people who could have filed the RICO charges against Donald Trump, but that's not what she did. She did that and paid him all of that money. Now remember how much other prosecutors were making. $40 an hour, $50 an hour, not $250 an hour. So Jocelyn's Wade's attorney's like, oh, if you don't do it, sign these papers. And I have a strong belief that Nathan agreed to the temporary monies, or to pay his wife temporary support, because he didn't want Fanny sitting down for a deposition. Because if she lies, which she already did, but if she lies, then she has problems, because she's an elected official. Then she quasi threatens Jocelyn's attorney by saying, you are impeding on a criminal investigation. I mean, it's deep. It is deep. It is very deep. But I want to show you something else very quick as well that I was able to find. And this is Nathan Wade's divorce, to where it shows Nathan Wade and Jocelyn have reached an agreement ahead of schedule of evidentiary hearing in a divorce case. So where is it at? Right here. Look at this. Make this a little bigger. Here, temporary support. January 31st. That was just what a month and some days ago. And he's, like I said, he's paying for everything, but keep in mind, he said that his wife had an affair. She committed adultery, and the terms and provisions of said temporary agreement, I can't move it over. Agreement is fully set forth herein on both parties required to comply strictly with it. So he knows. He knows. He agreed to that. And I have, like I said, oh, I didn't mean to do that. Like I said, he's signing that to keep Fanny out. But he put Fanny in that, he put himself in that situation. Also, Jocelyn's lawyer may have Sonia Allen. She was a district attorney over in Cobb County, and she was paying Nathan $500 an hour because there were deaths going on in the jails. And he was sent in there to investigate those deaths. $500 an hour. Now that, I believe that was for like a 2-year span that he was making I don't know if that was on a monthly basis or a bi-weekly basis, but he was sending in those work orders. And then when they asked Wade, well, where's your report? He said, oh, it's in here. It's in here. Sonia Allen got fired. I mean, oh my goodness. So he got Sonia and Fani. And at that time, he was overlapping between the two women. So based on just based on that $700,000, not including what he got from Cobb County, well over $1 million. He made well over $1 million making all that money. Wild. But his wife, he never wanted her to work. He wanted her to be a housewife. That's what he wanted. And matter of fact, she worked to put Nathan through law school. Oh man, Nathan, you messed up. You messed up badly. What are your thoughts? Does anyone want to let me see, where is it? Okay. I'm going to drop the link. If anybody wants to come up, please do so. You can come on up if you would like to add your piece to this. Any questions or comments you want to make? The StreamYard link is right there. Just tap on it and we'll bring you right up. But this right here is wild. Nathan is going down hard. Possibly two ways. Now, if Fani is disqualified, if she's disqualified, Nathan loses everything because he got to go. He did not take an oath of office. So he got to go. Now, he did secure 18 indictments. He did do that. That's a lot of work, securing 18 indictments. Now, people are saying that he's not qualified. I have said that he wasn't qualified, but I didn't take into consideration after when I started thinking about it, he did get 18 indictments. So he may not have been qualified because he didn't take the oath. I'm going to leave it right there. I'm going to wait for more information to come out. But this is wild. This is completely wild. Now, I got to say, his wife, by her being sick and him leaving her in that condition, oh, man, that judge is going to look at Nathan like, look, that's dirty and foul. How can you do that, Nathan? All right. I'm going to give her a little bit more. I'm going to give you 45. I'm going to give her 55. You're going to have to pay that. And it's up to the discretion of the judge because it's equitable. It's equitable. It's what the judge believes is fair. Wow. So between this criminal case and this divorce, oh, Nathan is being ping-ponged back, forth, back. Hey, I'm sorry I had to cut my live stream due to a person who doesn't know how to act like a human being. And stuff like that can get a content creator's channel taken down. And I work hard for this. This right here is something that I like to do, creating content and being fair about it. Now, what that person did, what he did, he may have done it to other content creators because for him to come up like that and to do that is unbecoming of a human being and possibly destroying someone's channel for what? Why? Is your life that miserable to where you want to bring doom and gloom onto other people? But outside of that, I want to thank my subscribers. I thank you and appreciate you, though. My members, oh my goodness, thank you. I'm just really, this is something that I thought only happened to bigger content creators that have over 50,000, 100,000 followers and subscribers, and who knows how many members. It's just me. I'm a little bit over 2,000 subscribers. So I'm thinking I'm not there yet. So why is this happening to me? I don't know. Misery loves company, and he could be by himself. That's exactly where he was, by himself, doing that stuff. But on that note, I want to thank you for stopping by. Thank you.